In the world of NBA, where stars are born every night and legacies are written in the sweat and tears of its players, there comes a time when we must turn our gaze towards those who stir the pot of controversy and debate. Let's dive deep into the enigma of Marvin Bagley III. Coaches and scouts have a clear message for anyone who wonders what the secret to basketball's success is: consistency. They are more likely to trust a player who can play at a level with little variation from game to game, and that trust results in minutes. Although Marvin Bagley, the second overall draft choice in 2018, has not yet made an NBA breakthrough, his productivity has been consistent. Bagley's per-minute productivity, which varies by season, has stabilized. He has never scored less than 16.9 points per 36 minutes, which is more than 21.2. He has never had fewer rebounds than 9.8 or more than 10.8. Moreover, he has shot 52.9% and 46.7% of the time. Although, as we'll see, these are raw numbers, with little to no context on Bagley's real on-court worth. Statistically speaking, Bagley has demonstrated that he is capable of producing steady results throughout his career. Have you ever gone through a stage of bad luck, like missing out on a big opportunity in a fraction of a second? Let us give you an example. Imagine you are having a very important interview that has the capability of changing your entire life. You were so anxious and at the time excited about the opportunity, but something weird happened the next day. The sky went dark all of a sudden and it started raining heavily. You missed the interview for 5 minutes and are now worried. We can see that Bagley is facing the same issue. Even though he is performing pretty well, it seems like the time is not good for him. Perhaps the worst possible moment for a guy of his caliber to enter the NBA was when Bagley did. With an unimpressive wingspan of 7'1" for his height, his 6'11" power forward seems more like a throwback to the days of Sean Kemp and Amare Stoudemire than a modern-day four like Giannis Antetokounmpo and Pascal Siakam. Bagley is too good not to be in a squad in the NBA. Off the bench, he can pump a lot of points and rebounds into any squad. He can provide an appealing pick and roll option when paired with backup point guards. With all optimism, Bagley was meant to be the play's ultimate finisher. It was unexpected of him to develop into not only a reliable reserve scorer, but an all-round outstanding player. He is not merely a steady, marginally better rebounder, but a fantastic rebounder, which was what was expected of him. And there's a catch. Bagley has adhered to the consistency model, but he hasn't lived up to his potential, earning him the reputation of an underachiever. That seems like an unfair label for someone as productive as he is, and it begs for an update. Even though he never develops into a scorer worthy of an all-star, Bagley still has some value. Neither the Kings nor the Pistons had given him the chance to see if his output might be translated into a winning club, since he has been mired in rebuilds. That is also somewhat his fault. In addition to dedicating more time and energy to defense, Bagley would benefit from spending a summer alone in a gym to master his three-point shooting. But one must let go of the expectations that were placed on him because he entered a draft more than 5 years ago. He won't suddenly develop into a dominant power forward. He won't be Antetokounmpo, Siakam, Kemp, or Stoudemire. Rather, it's time to discover what the season will bring for Marvin in his new guise. The Pistons acquired Joe Harris, retained Bojan Bogdanovic, hired Monty Williams as their new head coach, and are looking forward to Cade Cunningham's return to full health. The Pistons hope to erase the sadness of their 17-win campaign from the previous year. Have you heard of the famous quote from Albert Einstein, which states, "You have to learn the rules of the game, and then you have to play better than anyone else"? What do you infer from this quote? Does the quote mean you should learn the rules of the game, or does it have an internal meaning? Let us know your thoughts in the comments below. Regardless of how stacked the front court is, Bagley has a chance. This presents a chance to push past the familiar and strive for greater things. Bagley may only be allowed to play a maximum number of 12 minutes per game in a bench position. If so, Bagley needs to take charge of those 12 minutes and try to accomplish the one thing he hasn't been able to do in his NBA career thus far: elevate his game. Bagley has to emerge from the shell that has surrounded him for years, regardless of the function that is assigned to him. If not to become the next big thing, then at least to set a new standard of consistency by rising to a new height. There are additional benefits to the timing. With a guaranteed $12.5 million this season and a $12.5 million in the following season, Bagley could make a lot of money. He would not take the chance of having financial uncertainties in the summer of 2024. Bagley is essentially planning to invest $25 million regardless of the outcome of a season or two of trial and error. By 2025, he will definitely be facing a significant pay cut if he falls short of his present play. However, Bagley stands a strong chance of keeping his current salary, if not increasing it, if he manages to emerge out of his shell and become a better version of himself. Detroit, on the other hand, ought to pay special attention to Bagley this season. They should try to increase his minutes if he performs better than expected and accepts more responsibility for his role, just to see how big of a role he can handle. If nothing else, James Wiseman struggles in what is anticipated to be a significant role. An improved Bagley could provide a reliable backup. For Bagley, it all comes down to adopting a new perspective for the forthcoming season. He's been an afterthought in the NBA for far too long. In order to alter that, he must break out of his comfort zone and strive for greater things. We all will try to learn from our mistakes and will try to not repeat the same. Moreover, we will be accepting if anything needs to be changed from our side. Seems like Bagley has started following key points that will help him improve. In a game that he had 8 ties and 11 lead changes, the New York Knicks defeated the Wizards 113-109. With 59 seconds remaining in the fourth quarter, the Wizards overcame a 9-point deficit to trail the Knicks by 3 points with 8 seconds remaining. But OG Anunoby sealed the victory with a pair of free throws. Bagley made his Wizards debut with a 7-33 debut, finishing with 20 points and 11 rebounds. Finishing with a team-high 24 points was Jordan Poole. Julius Randle scored 21 points, and Jalen Brunson scored 41 to lead the Knicks with 25-17. Bagley remarked, "I think I did very okay, initially rebounding a little slowly in an attempt to improve my position, but by the second half I had improved my placement and was just trying to get out and get as many as I could." He added, "After that, everything else kind of fell into place. Simply picking things up as you go, keeping up with the system knowledge, and adding days to your stack." Bagley undoubtedly left a good impression on his new coach. That's quite the beginning for him, according to Wes Unseld Jr., who played a defensively and offensively balanced game. I believe the group, as a whole, has assisted him in staying organized by talking him through the circumstances, even ones that arose spontaneously. That is how we are growing. Unseld had the choice to start Bagley, who was new to the scheme. Start Patrick Baldwin Jr., who had performed well lately, or go small by starting youngster Bilal Coulibaly in place of Daniel Gafford, who was out due to a concussion. Bagley, who the team views as the cornerstone of its backup unit when Gafford recovers, was chosen by Unseld. He called the Bagley argument a pretty long-winded conversation. However, it made sense. "Yesterday during practice, I got an idea," remarked the former Duke player, who had been selected second overall. Gaff was not within that group. I was. Although I kind of knew, I formally learned the morning before we watched the video and before the shout-around. I felt good to go out there and play because I was prepared and wasn't used to playing as many minutes after moving from Detroit this year. Marvin Bagley III is a name that has circulated through NBA conversations with a wide range of opinions. Before we wrap up, remember that sports careers are filled with unexpected turns. While we've laid out the case concerning Bagley's current standing in the NBA, the future holds endless possibilities. Don't forget to like this video if you enjoyed our deep dive into Marvin Bagley's career. Subscribe for more content like this. Hitting the notification bell will ensure that you don't miss any of our future videos. Trust us, you won't want to miss what we have in store. Until next time.